Here are the best teams to manage after the winter update. Now let's run the intro. The first pick on this list has to be Brighton, and it's for no other reason than they've had some big players with some big updates. Roberto De Zerbi is doing absolute bits with them in real life. Can you replicate his form and bring this Brighton team to being one of the best teams in the Premier League this season? Let's take a look at their squad. They've got a very good squad, a very, very good squad, especially some very good young players. You've got a very solid young goalkeeper in Robert Sanchez. He's absolutely class, developed so well. He's had a little update on the winter update as well, and he's going to be Spain's number one for the future, in my opinion. And then you've got other players like Purvis Estupinian at left back, always develops really well. I always see Brighton sell him on for a big fee too. Only 24 years of age, a top quality wing back in the Premier League for them. You've also got probably the best box-to-box midfield player in the Premier League at the moment, Moises Caicedo, absolutely class. Look at his transfer value, 42 million to 125 million. He's had an absolute stormer in real life, and he's had a big update on this as well. So definitely Brighton have got some big ballers out here that you can start immediately with. Another one in the forward line is Karu Mitoma. He's had a massive update in this winter update, 21 million to 64 million. Absolutely pacey winger, can assist, can score. Absolutely class player at Brighton. And then last but not least is Evan Ferguson, moving like an Irish Erling Haaland, only 17 years of age, burst onto the scene in the Premier League. He's worth 21 to 64 million pounds. He's got some good stats. He always develops into a top class striker. So go and beat Brighton and go and win it all with them. Next up on this list is Stade de Reims in the Ligue 1 league in France with manager Will Steele, who doesn't have the coaching badges but is on an unbelievable run with them at the moment. He's done absolute wonders for them, not having much coaching experience. Can you emulate what he's done at this club and push them forward? Looking at their squad, they've got a decent little squad. It's nothing special in my opinion, but there is a lot to begin with here. You've got players like Jens Kajust, who's absolutely class in the midfield, Swedish baller, box to box, brilliant player. Absolutely love using him. He always develops really well, and you can get some good money for him. They've also got more experienced players like Ito, absolutely solid winger for this level, very quick, Japanese international, and also a very good player. And then they've got some loan players that you can really try and bring in afterwards. If you can replicate Florian Balogun's form from Arsenal in real life, he's absolutely smashing it for them in real life on this save. If you can replicate this, get the best out of him, and then potentially bring him in for a small fee because he won't play at Arsenal, he would be absolutely class to develop in this league. So go out, be Rem. Can you emulate Will Steele? Let's find out. If you want a little bit of an easier challenge on Football Manager, then Newcastle is the perfect choice for that. They've got unlimited funds. You can go out and literally buy whoever you want, build a big club up in the northeast, and get Newcastle back to where their fans believe they should be. They've got a decent starting squad to start with players like Nick Pope in goal, who will be solid for you for a few years. He's England international, very good goalkeeper, absolutely class at this level for Newcastle where they are in this stage of their development of their squad. Bruno Guimaraes is absolutely insane on the winter update. They've given him a massive update, 48 million to 144 million. What a baller he is for Newcastle in real life, and what a baller he could be on your Newcastle save if you can build a team around him. Other players that are very good for them as well is Joe Linton, a very good squad player, 29 million to 88 million, can pretty much play anywhere apart from defence. He will be a mainstay in your team for a few seasons unless you bring in big players to replace him, which you will have the money for at Newcastle. They've also got players like Sven Botman, quality Dutch centre-back. You can have him for years and years and never need to buy another centre-back. Always develops really well. Absolutely class player. The one thing you may need is a striker, but if you can keep Alexander Isak fit and firing, you won't need one of those either. One of the best young wonder kids on the game in the past few Football Managers. He's now moved to Newcastle in real life. got injured, but he's come back. Can you get his form up and going and develop him into the striker all Football Manager players know he can be? Another challenge on FM23 after the winter update is going to be Juventus. You probably think, why Juventus? But they've had a points deduction in real life. So you're going to start with minus points, and the board's going to have big expectations given the squad that Juventus have got. Can you build back the old lady back to what they were, back to the dominant team in Serie A? With their squad, as you know, they've got some brilliant players. They've also got some great wonder kids as well. They've got Federico Gatti, who develops sometimes into a great player, sometimes he doesn't. So he's very hit and miss, but I would definitely give him a chance if you can. They've also got players like Filip Kostic, who's come in, who's going to be a solid left wing or a solid left wing back if you play that sort of position. He's got great crossing. He's got great natural fitness. He's a great player, in my opinion, for this Juventus side. Other players that are going to be key is going to be Federico Chiesa, but he is injured for pretty much the first half of the season, as he was in real life. He's an absolutely key player for them, key player for the Italian national side. Can you get Chiesa back up from injury and back up and firing into probably the best player in this Juventus squad? Then you've got striker Dusan Vlahovic, one of the best wonder kids on FM21, FM20 in the past Football Managers. He's been an absolute beast. He's gone to Juventus in real life. Can you get him back to the player that FM players know he can and should well be? My last pick of these saves will be Union Berlin in the Bundesliga. They're having an absolutely unbelievable season, having a good run in the Europa League as well. Can you recreate their record-breaking season with them? Let's have a look at the players that they've got. They've got a fairly decent squad for the Bundesliga, but I wouldn't say it's something that really jumps out of you. Their main player, in my opinion, is Josip Juranovic. Big signing from Celtic. A lot of clubs were after him, and he decided to go to Union Berlin, which really surprised me. He's a decent right back, and he can play left back as well. But they've also got other players that can really help you push your team forward. Players like Robin Knock at centre-back, he's going to be reliable. He's not going to be a mainstay in the team, but he will do for the first few seasons. They've got other players as well that you really should be taking a look at. Players like Morten Thorsby, very good midfield player. He's got some very good stats. Very physical monster, mental monster, decent technique as well. He will be a mainstay in your midfield for at least a few seasons as you push on up the Bundesliga table. Geraldo Becker has had a career-defining start at Union Berlin. He's pulled his career around here, in my opinion. Very pacey winger, can also play up the front, and he was a very fans' favourite on the very early version of FIFA 23. Last but not least is this guy, Jordan. I'm not going to try and pronounce his last name because I will absolutely butcher it, but he's an American international with a lot of potential. At 26, he's probably coming into his prime now. Can you get him fit and firing, scoring goals in the Bundesliga to push you all the way to Europe and beyond? And if you don't already, please do sub to the channel, like the video, and let me know what your favourite saves are after the winter update in FM23 in the comments below. And I will see you on the next video.